Gen2s are arriving back from feeding in the sea, and they want to come back to their colony, and they just patrol up and down the coast to find a good place to come ashore, and they stick their heads up out of the brash ice, and you just wait for that moment.
All right.
You track them with your naked eye under the water, and always have your camera just below your eye, and as they begin to get ready to lift their head, then you bring your camera to your eye.
Okay.
You track them without your camera, and then get ready to have the camera at your eye for when they raise their head. Hey, we're at Cooverville Island this afternoon, the largest Gen2 nesting colony in the Antarctic Peninsula. They're calling behind me. They're on eggs in early December. All around us up against the shore here is brash ice, icebergs. Some of these maybe the remnants of tabular bergs that came from the Weddell Sea or even the Ross Sea. Beautiful ice scapes all around us. A great day to be alive in Antarctica.
I think it's very difficult to describe, almost indescribable. I mean, you can say rocks and ice and sea and penguins, but it doesn't quite capture the enormity and solemnity of all of it. It's really just breathtakingly beautiful.
Had the most incredible encounters, and here it is well after dinner. The sun is finally setting. It's after 10 o'clock in the evening, and we've come across killer whales. And not just any killer whales. These are type B killer whales, and they are pinniped specialists. They feed on seals. They specialize in washing seals off of ice floes and grabbing them. We didn't get to see any feeding behavior, but the light is beautiful. We have the pastel pinks behind us, snow-covered mountains, and the killer whales are very close alongside of the ship. So an after-dinner treat in the form of type B killer whales.
Well, for our morning landing, we have come to Nico Harbor. This is the Antarctic continent. Behind me, you can see that the captain has pretty much docked our good ship on the continent. So many of us are stepping ashore and our feet are touching the seventh continent. It's a real treat. We are sharing this landing with Gen2 penguins up above me, coming and going up and down the penguin trails, and a couple of Weddell seals, one behind me, a couple in front of me. Some people are going to walk up to a gorgeous scenic overlook, looking out over this glacier, Nico Harbor, and out over Anvord Bay. It's a warm, comfortable, delightful day in Antarctica.
So right now, I'm standing on the continent. Down below me, people are walking up to the edge of a vast ice field. We're surrounded by ice. Glaciers are pouring out of every corner of the environment around here. And this is what Antarctica is all about. These glaciers are carving out mountains. They're sculpting the landscape. And on top of that, even though they're powerful enough to do so, they're so ephemeral. They come and they go and they move and they start up high and they come down low and then they drift out to sea, and it's an ever-changing process. The result is absolutely astounding. I'm probably standing in one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, and I think everyone is really beginning to understand the power and the beauty of ice and glaciers, and Antarctica just summarizes that.
The polar regions are the world's largest wilderness area. Their environmental value is immeasurable. Their natural riches are immense. So too are the challenges they are facing. The Antarctic and the Arctic are far away from industrialized areas, but are nonetheless threatened by our modern societies, by human activities, by us. They are still among the areas of the world we know least about. But we know one thing, that knowledge is paramount. Today we know that some of the fastest and largest climate changes are taking place in the polar regions, and that our ability to understand the deeper meaning and the full implications of this knowledge may determine whether humanity